Good morning, everybody. I hope we are all doing good. It's your girl Seeker in the house. A happy Saturday to everybody. I'm so excited to be here once again for us to have an all important conversation, and I hope everybody is doing good and we are all ready to have this very important chat. Life is so beautiful, life is so enjoyable, but you can only feel and experience the goodness of life when every single fiber of your being is also in wellness. If you have issues with any part of your body, if you have discomfort, dis-ease in any part of your body, it makes it extremely difficult for you to enjoy anything about this so-called goodness in life that I'm talking about this morning. And so I hope that you're ready to join me for the next 45 minutes to talk about, the things that I have discovered on this health journey of mine that might just also be beneficial to you if having wellness is something that is important to you and you're wanting to find, that place, that happy place in your own life. Life is full of ups and downs. We're all going through the hustle and bustle of life. Some things are challenging, other things are not so much. Life is full of, today is rosy, tomorrow not quite so much. And we're all getting on with it. We're all doing the best that we can to make this life as comfortable and as enjoyable as we can possibly make it. However, one of man's greatest enemies, one of man's, the thing that you're constantly thinking and worrying about is how well you're going to be. Not having any discomfort in your body, not having any pain, not, feeling some type of way in your body is very important because you can't do anything. You can't work when you're not in wellness. You can't get out there and enjoy when you're not in wellness. I remember a time in my life when I was confined to the four walls of my house. Why? Because I had to walk with aids. And you can't get very far with aids when you have a commode. Where are you going in a hurry? When you have to walk with crutches and hop on one leg, where are you going in a hurry? And it takes a lot of energy out of you. And I'm a tall, stout kind of person. So how can I transport my body from A to B easily when you have to walk with aids? It was difficult. If you have a wheelchair that doesn't have the mechanized kind of operation where you can just press buttons and it's taking you where you need to get to, and you have to rely on other people, it becomes so difficult for you to live your life and live it to the fullest. And so my life at that time was really painful. I didn't even find at some point what the essence of life was anymore, because I would think back to the time when I was capable and able to do things by myself without having to rely on other people to be able to achieve those things. It was difficult. And having gone from that place into my happy place now, I wake up in the morning and I can get out of bed easily. I can get out and do the things that I want to do. And I'm living this life. I can get out there and have fun and enjoy life. It is making me realize now what it means to not be able to do things with ease and with comfort compared to being able to do them. And trust me, I choose this kind of life where I'm able to do everything by myself and not be a nuisance to the people that surround me. Discomfort, having dis-eases in your body, not being well because there's something that is wrong with some part of your body, is man's greatest enemy as far as I'm concerned. because I've lived many years of having dis-ease and discomfort in certain parts of my body. And I can tell you on good authority, having lived that life, that it's not pleasant. People walk past you, people pass you by, people avoid you because they find you to be an impediment. Oh, this one is too troublesome. There's too much work involved, and everybody avoids you because of that. The people who stay around you sometimes stay just because, they don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't really have a choice. But a lot of the time, if they could choose something different to doing what they do for you, they would choose that. And so if there's anything that you as a person can do to ensure that, your health and wellness is on point, that you don't have any discomforts in your body, then that is what you should absolutely do for yourself. What do I mean by this? God, in his infinite wisdom, made this human body, what you're seeing, your own body. When you stand in the mirror, what you see, God made that to be able to be self-healing, to be able to, recalibrate itself. When things happen, the body is supposed to be able to respond and deal with the threat, deal with the issue, deal with the toxins, deal with the stress and everything else that is coming at it, so that you are able to continue living your life. This is how God made us. We were intended to be able to do everything that, life has for us to do by our own making. And that's why he created the whole universe and gave us dominion over everything. And the plants and the trees and the animals and everything was supposed to be for us, under our control. We were supposed to be in charge and look after all of these things. Enjoy it. Let it help us live our best lives. Science evolved over time. People evolved over time. We changed. Then we started populating the universe. And there's been a lot of things that have happened. We've gone from using herbs and natural remedies to heal ourselves to finding scientific substances that help us to keep our wellness. However, the orthodox way of doing things, the conventional way of doing things, going to the hospital, popping a pill for everything, it's not the only way. And I'm here to present that the body is only able to fight, to do what you need it to do, when you give it the tools that it needs to be able to do the said thing. Hello, Mami Ekua, how are you doing, sweetheart? You can only be able to heal yourself. Your body can only be able to heal itself. Good morning. When you have everything that it needs presented to it to be able to do the said thing. What do I mean? At the very core foundations of us, every living thing, from plants to leaves to animals to insects, anything that has life in it on the surface of this planet. Hello, Sister Elsie. How are you doing? Good morning. Everything that is living on this planet called Earth has cells inside of it. So my eyes are made up of thousands and thousands and millions of cells. Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. Let's talk after this, okay? Yeah. Thousands and thousands of cells make up your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears. Every part of your body is made up of cells. The cells become tissues and organs and systems, and you, the person. When every system in your body is working properly, you are in wellness and you can do everything that you were set to do. Inside of your cell is a part of the cell called the mitochondria. The mitochondria is responsible for burning all the food that you're eating and turning it into fuel that the cells need to be able to do what they need to do inside of your body. When your cells are not living, when your cells die, you, the person, you die as well. That's why there's this saying that you live and you die at a cellular level. When your cells are not operating properly, they're not working efficiently, you are not in existence anymore. That is the job of the cells, of which this human body is made up of trillions of cells, because every aspect of your being is made up of cells. Now, another function of the cells is that in that same mitochondria, there is a substance called redox signaling molecules that are made inside of your cells. And the function of redox is to ensure that the cells inside of your body are able to communicate effectively, right? So the cells in your eyes are talking to your brain, are talking to your nose, are talking to the rest of your body. So if you need to open your eyes wide in the dark so that you can see better, the cells in your eyes will connect with your brain and that function would occur. If there's something coming into your eyes that would hurt your eyes, like somebody is grinding pepper or you're blending pepper and you don't want it to get into your eyes, if the cells in your eyes are not communicating effectively, how would you close your eyes to prevent that thing that your eye doesn't need from getting inside of your eyes? And so the function of this redox inside of your cells made in the mitochondria is to ensure that the cells in the different parts of your body are communicating effectively with each other. Imagine that you're living in a house, you're cooking, you're frying something. Somehow, some of the oil dripped onto your burner, and now the whole thing has caught fire. There's a huge flame. It caught hold of something else that is flammable. And now your house, your kitchen is on fire. You don't have any fire extinguisher in your house. And so the next best thing to do, if you live in the western part of the world or somewhere where emergency services are operational and they work properly, is to pick up your phone and there's a specific number to dial to call emergency services. If you live in North America, it's 911. If you live in England, it's 999. It's emergency services. You call them, and if the signals are working properly between your phone, the cell tower, and the fire station that you're trying to get to, emergency services, they send the respondents, the fire service, to your house and they quench the fire. But imagine that the cells, the phone signal that you have on your cell phone, this is my cell phone. Let's just say the signal in my phone isn't strong enough between my cell phone and the tower. That would also connect to the fire station that I'm trying to get to, or the emergency respondents that I'm trying to get to. So I'm calling, it's ringing on my side, but there's a break in communication or the signal between my phone and the fire station or emergency services. So even though it's ringing on my end, they can't hear it. The signal isn't getting to them. And so they don't know there's an emergency in my house. I am standing outside screaming frantically, help, help. But my house is burning down. Until that signal is able to connect, unfortunately, I stand to lose my whole house and everything in it if they can't hear and respond to my emergency. This is how our body also works. When the cells inside of your body cannot communicate and signal that, hey, there's this thing going on. Hello, Adasa, how are you doing? I hope you're fine. Right? There's something going on in this body. Oh my, there's something wrong with her nose, her eyes, her heart. Let's get quickly and fix that issue. Then you end up with the diseases and discomforts that you feel inside of your body. Unfortunately, if we don't have enough redox signaling molecules inside of our cells to enable this process to happen, a lot would go wrong. Our cells, it will be like our cells have fallen asleep because they're not effectively communicating with each other anymore. And this is why you and I have all the issues that we are having today. Some of us have elevated blood pressure. Some of us have, blood sugar issues. We have all kinds of problems. Good morning, Nkiru. How are you doing, sweetheart? Mwah, 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 mwah. Good morning to everybody. Right? So this is why we have all the problems we have. Some people have issues with their eyes. Some people have issues with their reproductive system. Some people have issues, with heart issues. Some people have lung issues. Some people have digestive issues. You can't seem to digest food properly. Every time you have this acid reflux. Some people have to take medications after they've eaten every meal for the food to finally settle. Otherwise, it's like they're always burping. The food is threatening to come out that you've just eaten, and it's very uncomfortable. We could go on and on and on and on. Some people, unfortunately, have cancers, all kinds of different things that are wrong with all of us. And the only way that our body is able to respond, to be able to heal itself, is when we have enough redox signaling molecules so that our cells can begin to communicate more effectively with us. Now, the fact about it is that, hello, Mr. Kande, how are you doing? The fact about it is that when God made us all, you, me, everybody, and we came out of our mother's womb, we all had cells. We started crying. That's how the nurses and whoever was there at your delivery knew that this is a new life. You're alive. You're well. And at that time, most of us had lots of cells and lots of redox signaling molecules within the cells because the mitochondria was new, it was fresh, it could make enough redox signaling to keep our body going. So we started growing. We were sucking our mom's breast, all the breast milk and all of that. And the cells were turning all that food into energy. The cells were communicating with each other. And so we grew up nicely. What happens is that by the time you hit puberty, your cells begin to decline. What does that mean? You're not making enough redox signaling molecules, what your body could make naturally. It's not able to do it to the same quantities that it could before to be able to keep your body afloat, make sure that everything is where it needs to be. And so we start having issues. Comparing a 10-year-old that plays football and has a broken leg or whatever from that, dislocates their kneecap or something, and the rate of recovery, how quickly they're able to bounce back, is different from a 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old playing football, breaking a leg, and trying to recover. At some point, some people are not able to recover fully anymore. They may get better, but they start having residual issues. It's like the wound has healed, but all it takes is for something to scratch the surface and it pops up again. Why does it do that? It's because the body doesn't have enough redox signaling molecules anymore. You're undergoing oxidative stress. It's like slowly but surely you're decaying and decaying at a slow, and then it becomes a medium and fast rate until you're not with us anymore. And until very recently, the last decade and a half and counting, science hadn't advanced enough for the scientists to be able to manufacture redox signaling molecules outside of the human body. It was a very helpless situation. They had tried for decades, more than 40 years, without success. Even when they were able to make the redox outside of humans, they couldn't stabilize the redox so that we have it and it's there in some kind of package that humans can consume to be able to increase their levels back to where it needs to be so that your body can do what it's supposed to do. That is heal itself. When the signals are down, when the signals are low, There's nothing telling your system that, hey, there's something not quite right with this woman's pancreas. She's not making enough insulin to deal with all the food that she's consuming or he's consuming. And so, they're elevated blood sugars, and this is not good. We don't need too much sugar in the blood. It's not able to carry the oxygen as effectively to reach all your organs. And so there has to be something done to your pancreas so that you can make more insulin, enough of it, not too much of it, enough of it to deal with you and how you are, the food that you eat, when you eat it, digestion, and all of those things to be able to happen effectively. When your cells are not signaling, when your cells are not communicating with each other, nothing is happening. So on the face of it, it may seem like, oh, everything is fine. But you know within yourself that nothing is fine at all, and you have a lot of residual issues that are happening because of that. But thank God that 16 years ago, one man and his son never gave up on finding a solution to being able to manufacture redox and stabilize it outside of humans so that we can raise our redox cellular health, the molecules, back up to where it needs to be and have the wellness that we all deserve. And so in the last decade and a half, redox signaling molecules were made outside of human body scientifically. This is a revolutionary scientific breakthrough. This is not somebody cooked something in their kitchen, and has put it out there that is redox. No, this has gone through many years of study and research and development to get to this place, a biotech product similar to what we have inside of us, so that we can raise our redox signaling level back where it needs to be, so that we can be in balance, we can be in homeostasis, so we don't have any issues with our health and our wellness. So this is where we're at now. Now, you, me, and everybody else that is watching may have some discomfort or dis-ease with one particular part of your body or several parts of your body. And the reason why that is happening is because there is no signaling, or there isn't enough signaling. Your cells in your body are not communicating with each other. When they are able to do that effectively, your body is made aware of the issue so that it can quickly get there and solve the problem, so that you don't have any, discomfort. You're not feeling any dis-ease inside of your body, and you're fine. You can function and you can do all the things that you could do before. That is what is happening. Now, how are we able, what does the redox do? Like when we take it, what happens? Why do we even need to raise the levels? And what are the things that make it's impossible or lower the amount of redox that we have in us as we get older? As I said before, when you're a baby, you have lots of redox signaling molecules. But as you're aging, so you're a toddler, you start getting up to the puberty ages, you start to decline. Why? One of the things that has been found is that as we age, the mitochondria is not as effective as it used to be. So it's still making the redox by the trillions, but it's not as efficient as it was when you were born. The second issue is that as we live out here, there's so many stresses and strains that we are all subjected to. By puberty, you have to pass your junior high school, you have to go to college, you're thinking about education and all of that, you're in school and you have to write this exam and this, that, and the other. You're going through puberty, your body is changing, you don't really understand what is happening to you. There are all of these stresses and strains that our bodies are subjected to. And then there's toxins out there, lots of them, lots of toxins out there. All you have to do is open your window and you're already being faced with all the toxins. Even sat here, my windows are closed, my door is closed, but I'm sat in front of a camera talking to everybody. Already toxins from everywhere, my laptop, my phone, all these devices, toxins are all around us. And if you don't have enough redox signaling molecules inside of your body to ensure that you're dealing with all these threats that your body is constantly being subjected to, having discomforts in your body becomes something that is inevitable. And the last thing is diet. All this food that you and I are eating, you know, especially if you live in certain parts of the world, everything is imported from somewhere because, you know, there's so many people that there's not enough food to go around. So there's a lot of engineered food that we are eating. Unfortunately, all these things have been exposed to herbicides, pesticides, and all kinds of things, chemicals that are killing the cells that we have inside of us. If you don't have enough redox signaling to get your cells to be sharp and alert so that when there's something comes inside of your body, it's quickly able to deal with it, over time, you end up with the complexities that I have been describing. So some people have headaches all the time. You never have enough sleep. You always feel sluggish and tired. You know, you can't move your body without feeling twinges and aches and bumps all over your body. Why? Because there isn't enough redox inside of you for your cells to be able to communicate effectively with each other. Go to the grassroots level of the problem. Why? What is the root cause? And help you deal with them. Now, I'm not here to knock, you know, the general way of doing things, the orthodox way of doing things, you know, the conventional way of doing things. It's helped. Medicine has done a lot for somebody like me in emergency situations. Medicine has saved my life multiple times. I've had anaphylaxis. Oh gosh, I can't even begin to think how many times. And if there wasn't an ambulance and somebody on standby with EpiPen to open my airways, I probably won't be here anymore. So it has its place. I have the utmost respect for medics, for doctors, for nurses, for anybody who is involved in medicine, pharmacists. I love the socks off of all of them. I have tons of them in my own family, my friends, like in my circles. And I love them all. Why? Because they do and perform important functions to keep you and I alive. But what I'm here to say is that medicine as we know it, generic medicine as we know it, it's not the only way to ensure that you're in perfect wellness all of the time. There are things that you can do for your own self to ensure that you're in perfect wellness so that you don't have to go see them all the time. In emergency situation, when somebody has a heart attack and is breathless and the ambulance comes, they put all whatever they need to do and the person is living. I get that. You have an accident, you break your leg. They need to do something mechanical to fix the problem. I get that. But we don't have to become dependent and reliant totally on them as if, you know, our very lives and our breath is in their hands. But unfortunately, for many years, that's what you, me, and everybody else has been doing. We treat them as demigods, you know. Hey, this doctor, whatever they say, that's the truth. That's how it should be, you know, because without them, we are nothing. But they're not gods, and they don't have the answer to every problem. A lot of it is they open a book and they see that this, that, and the other is what is wrong, and then they give you something and hope that it works. Right? That's what a lot of us have gone through. I used to live that life, always popping a pill for something. I have arthritis. I have to pop a pill for pain. So I'm taking naproxen. Now, before I take that naproxen, I have to take something else to make sure that when I take the naproxen, it's not hurting my body to now come and give me stomach ulcer. So I have to take something else first, wait for 15-30 minutes before I take that naproxen now to fix that problem. And you're constantly taking it because the pain is always there. The inflammation is always there. The discomfort is always there. And so you have to take something to fix some other thing. And it's always a huge problem. However, today I found something else. Been using redox signaling molecules for almost 19 months now. And it's been the best thing that ever happened to me. Why? Because now I don't have to take those things anymore. I don't have to go every month and have naproxen medication. I don't have to go have it filled that my prescription is out, so I need to go get the next one. I don't have to live that life anymore because I have redox. I've been taking it to increase my level so that when that signal, when the cells in my body they're communicating with each other, as soon as there's a twinge, there's a problem, my body is talking to itself. Hey, there's something in Sika's, there's something there. It's like it's in the nerve, it's going to Sika's knee. So no, let's fix that problem right away. And my body is able to heal itself and deal with the problem. This is what redox does. It amplifies the voice. Like when I'm talking to you and I go, unless you read my lips, you may not even know what I'm saying. But when I start talking the way I'm talking at, a high enough pitch that everybody can hear me, it sounds better. You don't have to guess what I'm saying. And so when the cells are asleep and it's like, you can't hear anything. The cells can't communicate effectively. Some of them, without even seeing what is being said, they can't read the lip, so they don't know what is happening. This is what is happening inside of you and I. When the cells are signaling and the signals are strong enough, the body is able to respond. It has everything that it takes to heal itself. When you feed it with the right thing, when you give it the right thing, it's able to help itself to repair itself. But we've been made to become reliant and dependent on, orthodox medicine as the solution to everything. When you go and you present and you have elevated blood pressure, they're not digging to the grassroots to see, why does Sika have elevated blood pressure? She didn't have this before. So what changed? Why? Why is it happening now? They just say, hey, you've had elevated blood pressure for a long time. So here's a prescription. Hey, Sika, here, go take this to the pharmacy and go get the prescription. And then you start. Oh, let's see how you are in 3 months. Now you're taking this thing and it's helping you, bring down the blood pressure and all that. Your doctor is happy. So they keep prescribing it for you. And you can't go off it because that is what is helping to keep it down. Okay, it's keeping it down. But why is it there in the first place? What has caused it to happen? And what can we do about it? We don't deal with that. We just put a band-aid on the issue without fixing the issue. That's what happens a lot of the time. Now, ordinarily and on the face of it, you think, well, but there's nothing wrong with that. If they put a band-aid on it and the band-aid is fixing my problem, where lies the problem? This is the problem. The problem is that when they keep putting the band-aid on it, the thing is still rotting away beneath the band-aid without finding why it's happening. And all these prescriptions and medications and things that you and I have been taking, we're taking them, yeah, it's fixing one problem. But did you know that it brings about 1,001 side effects? As I was saying, I had osteoarthritis, right? And I was taking all these pain things to help me manage that. But before I can take the pain medication because it's very acidic and toxic for my gut, I now have to eat yogurt. I now have to take something to line my belly first before I take the other one. And it's just, it's like you're pretending like something is not happening. You're just covering it up so that you can pretend you're not seeing it. But it's destroying you. It's helping you fix the health issue, the discomfort in my knees being solved, but it's causing another problem, which is potential issues with my gut, issues with my tummy, digestive system, stomach ulcer, inflammation in my gut that becomes sore. That is a whole different problem. And now they have to now give you something else to try and heal those sores, which will also cost you something else. And the buck never stops. You end up with a huge pharmacy in your closet, and every morning you're popping pill, afternoon popping pill, evening popping pill, nighttime pop. You're always constantly popping a pill for something. This cannot be an effective way to live life. We're not chickens that always have to be henpecking like a chicken all the time. But that's how I felt. I felt like a voodoo doll as well, because every time I go, they're poking you for this. They're taking blood from here. They're putting this there. They're taking this away from there. It was not funny. But this is how a lot of us have to live, because we've been convinced that that is the only way to be able to live some kind of life. And those of us who will be honest with ourselves will say all of those things, they bring about side effects. So you're living with this thing, maybe you're taking metformin and it's made your stool very loose. You know, you're always having to use the bathroom multiple times. But let me just manage it like that. You know, this is life. What can I do? But it now means that you have to alter your life. You can't eat what you like. You have to do this. You have to do that. You can't have this. You can't do this. You're always living this life of restrictions all the time. What I'm here to present is that that is not the only way, and there is another way. And redox signaling molecules is that way. Your body has the ability to heal itself, be able to fix problems. If you give it the right things that it needs, it will fix itself. Most of us have gone through so much cellular decay, cellular issues, to the point where our cells need time to actually heal and get back to that place. If you've had a lot of discomforts and diseases in your body, you would know. I have lived that life for years, so I know exactly what I'm saying. It's not funny. It's not. 17 incisions I've had on my body, 17 of them. 17 incisions on this same body, only me. It's not been fun. About 15 of those under general anesthetic. So you're going and you don't even know if you're coming back, because all they need to do is to make some slight error in that anesthesia they're giving you, and you never wake up again. So our whole life is like we're always dependent on these people for everything. It doesn't have to be like that. Like, you deserve to live your best life. When your cells are signaling better, you are also better. It's just as simple as that. And so I was taking this one for this, and taking this one for that. I have polycystic ovaries. I can't have period. I have to take this one before to force this one to happen. You have osteoarthritis. You have to take this one to make sure that you don't have issues with this. It was just chaos. You have migraine. Oh, we have to give you something to slow your heart rate a bit and reduce the activity in your brain, so that, you know, it doesn't cause you to have increased accidents or, you know, episodes of your migraine. So now you're taking something for something, and now they have to make sure this one doesn't interact with that one. And they're always playing this cat and mouse game with your life, with your wellness, with you, all of the time. And that was me, voodoo doll, all of the time. Do you want to live this life all the time? You know, you can't even rest. Hey, what if something else happens? You're always living this life in anxiety and worry constantly because you don't know what is coming. This used to be me, so I understand it. But the truth about it is that it suits some type of people that you become completely Dependent. It's true. I felt like a voodoo doll, darling. Completely dependent on those things that they're giving you. It suits certain types of people that you are giving those things constantly and you keep coming back for more. It's like somebody cooking some food and you love the food. When you go to the joints, there's never that food. Why? Because it's so nice that everybody wants to eat that food. And it's always in constant supply. It will suit the person cooking the food now because their business is booming. Everybody loves the food. So they're buying it all the time. But you don't have to live that life. You don't. There's another way. And all these pharmaceuticals, that are enjoying that you have to buy metformin, you have to take naproxen, I have to take naproxen, I have to take metformin, I have to take something to lessen the pressure in my brain and my heart, I have to take something for my osteoarthritis, I have to take something for eyesight, I have to take anti-allergy because, there's pollen out there. They enjoy that. They love it. They love it that you have all of these things and you always keep coming back for autofill, and they are being paid. Every time you take a prescription, somebody is very happy. But you are making other people rich at your health expense, at your wellness expense. Do you have to live this life? Why? So you make a decision that, no, I think I need to get out of this. I can't live this life like that anymore. Medicine has its place. I respect them. In emergency situations, we need respondents to fix your life. I get that. But I don't have to become solely dependent on them. Like, they've put your tail inside something and they are squeezing it. If you're a guy, they're squeezing your balls and you're sitting and you're laughing when it hurts. You don't have to live that life. Do you know that all these things that I used to take, the naproxen and the one for anti-allergy and all those things that we go to pharmacy shop to buy, whether it's over the counter or with prescription, did you know that every single one of them has something called LD50? Ask your doctor next time you see them, or any medic what is LD50. You can Google it. What is that? LD50. L stands for lethal. D stands for dosage 50. Did you know that? And did you know that 50 stands for at what dosage, at what level, how much of that substance did they have to give to rats such that 50% of the rats that were given that substance in particular were not here with us anymore? Everything that is in that pharmacy shop has one of that LD50. There's a level, there's a dosage, there's an amount for all of them at which that happened. 50% of the rats that the thing was tested on perished. And at that level, if your substance doesn't have that, it's not allowed to come to the market because now we don't know what the lethal dosage is. And it is after they have found that dosage that the FDA is able to approve that. All these regulatory bodies are able to approve that now it's good enough to be in the space for us all to consume. Then they start to dilute and dilute and dilute and dilute and dilute till they get to that level where, it's still effective. But if it is doing that to 50% of rats that is tested on, even in small quantities over time, what is it doing to you? But these are all the things. If you think I'm lying, go and ask. From Tylenol to cough mixture to everything, they all have that LD50. Every single thing. I've had the cough mixtures. I've had it all. The Tylenol, the fentanyl, all of those things for discomforts. They all have it. Every single thing has it. But Redox does not have an LD50. Why? because it's already innate to you. It's inside your body. Your cells already make it. Your body already knows it. It's in you. You're just adding something that is already in you to what's in you already, so that you can have that level where everything is in balance and you don't have any discomforts and diseases inside of your body, so that I don't have any discomforts inside of my body. So redox is one of the few things in this life that doesn't have no LD50, because it's not toxic. It's inside you. Every human being, I don't care who you are, I don't care what race you belong to, I don't care whether you're male or female, we all have redox inside of us, every single one of us. So you can't be allergic to redox because your body already has it. I hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't like redox. Well, you're already made up of redox. How can you not like it? Your body is already redox. Without it, you're not in existence. So your redox, I am redox. We have it inside of us. The only issue is that at our ages, we're not making enough. And we need to top it up, bring it back up to acceptable levels, so that our body can be in that homeostasis level where everything is perfectly in the middle. Like move the dial gauge back to the center so that everything about you is in perfect balance. And if that is not happening, then you have all the issues. You can't see. Why? Because the cell, the lens in the front of your eye, the cells there, they're not communicating with the nerve that is connecting, to the back of your head, the retina, the optic nerve, the lens and the retina, they're not communicating with each other effectively. So now you can't see. You can't see properly. You have issues with sight. You're always blowing and your nose is always dripping. Why? Because the cells that are inside, your respiratory system, something is amiss. And so because of that, you're blowing your nose. There are some people I know, I haven't seen them without handkerchief the whole time I've known them. They're always blowing their nose, always coughing, because there's something that is amiss inside of you. You have osteoarthritis. Why? Because the cells in your knee, your hip, whichever joint it is, they are not signaling properly. There's something amiss in that whole system that needs fixing. And when the signals are not amplified, the body doesn't know any better to fix the problem. So you end up with the diseases and discomforts inside of your body. There's a lot of research out there. In today's day and age, we are moving away from conventional all the time, and moving into molecular medicine, cellular health, cellular wellness. That is where we are headed. Thank God for Redox, and thank God for this company and the founders that never gave up and have given you and I hope that we deserve to live this best life. Whether you like it or not, it is cellular health. That's where we are going. You can choose to say, oh, this girl is just talking something. She should just be quiet and let us think. And that's where we're going. And you always have to be abreast with the times so that you know what is happening and you're ahead of the game. Why should you suffer in silence? Do you know my one regret in this life is that, oh my God, if I knew about this Redox 15 years ago, how different my life could have been. Now, all these things, time has passed me by, and I'm only now finding out about Redox. That is my number one regret in this life. Why? Because I've been through so much with this body of mine. 17 of those incisions inside of me. They are stitching this. They're taking this out. They're putting metal plates here. They're removing this. They have to find this. There's a cyst there. There's that there. There's fibroid here. That is my number one regret in this life. I wish I knew this thing 15 years ago. How different my life could have been. But I thank God that I know about it now, because now I am living my best life. my teenage years, my 20s, even 30s. I don't want to think about those years anymore. It's like those are wasted years. I've been through so much discomfort. You don't have to live that life. You don't. All you have to do is to choose different. That's it. Choose a different path and see where it gets you. When I go to listen to people share their stories about what redox has done for them, I know my own story. But when I listen to other people give their testimonials about redox, I cry every time. Why? I think about all the people that I know that are suffering in silence when there's a different kind of way. But a lot of us will just simply not open our mind. Hey, the doctor said, the doctor said, my doctor, everything, my doctor. But your doctor is also just a human being. And there's so many, look, there's a whole world out there of people, doctors, triple board certified doctors talking about redox. If you want to know about redox, just ask the question. Type the word redox. Look, you can knock yourself out with all the research that you want. Redox is still redox. And it's in you. And if you give your body more of what it needs, different things happen. 19 months ago, my hair looked nothing like this. My hair is made up of cells. Today, look at my hair. It's growing. Like every time I tie it up, I'm like, wow, it's grown even longer now. Even when I tie it, it's touching my neck. Oh, yeah. And shiny. And I haven't put anything. There's no grease in this hair. It's all just redox. I spray it inside of my hair. That's what I spritz my hair with several times a day. Why? Because I need to give the cells in my hair everything that it needs to keep it going. And so it has the gloss and the shine and the length and everything. Why? Because it's being fed. It's being given, so that it can signal better. What I want it to do is to grow. So if it can't listen to me, I am making it listen by amplifying the signals in my hair. Hey, I need you to grow longer, okay? I don't want any gray hair. I'm in my 4th floor. I want to enjoy my life. Then I give it what it needs. It's nice and succulent. Look at my hair. And it's growing. And it's going to get there 6 months from now. Observe my hair again. And let's see where we're at. Look at me. I haven't put no makeup on. Look at my hand. There's no makeup there. It is all just, a little bit of pomade just so that my face isn't dry. Calgary is a very dry place. But that's about it. This is me. I can walk. I can get out there. I can do what I need to do. All this migraine. Imagine that every month that you work, at least twice in that month. It could be 3 days. It could be 4 days. It could be 1 week. Twice a month. So imagine that I had migraine attacks twice in the month and each one lasted for a week. Is that not 2 weeks out of a month that I've been off sick because I can't do anything? No light, no noise, no nothing, dark room, silence until it passes. It could pass in 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, or a whole week. When it passes, it passes. You're puking, you're vomiting, you can't keep anything down. You have all this aura, your eyes are twitching. Oh, it is the most uncomfortable thing that ever happened to me. I won't wish it on my worst enemy. Imagine that that is your life. Imagine that you have so much inflammation inside of your knee that moving, even getting out of bed is so painful. Today I can get out of bed. It's just like, beep, 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 it's 6 o'clock. Oh, yeah. It's time for another day. And you jump out of bed and you do what you have to do. When you give your cells the right things that they need, magical things happen. Imagine that you're a woman. Everybody has, menstrual periods when the time comes. It's something that happens to everybody whose body is functioning properly. But imagine that you've been diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, which means that you have hormonal imbalances, and because of that, you are not having normal periods. Some people, I used to wait a year, sometimes even 18 months, no period, nothing. Something that people would have done 18 times. I had never done it. Why? Because my cells were not doing what they needed to do. The hormones were all over the place, so nothing. And then, oh, you have to take this because you're at that age and you're at a higher risk of developing the C word, ovarian something, cervical something, uterine this. So you have to take this pill. Then I take those hormonal tablets. Then they are more susceptible to getting migraines. So now I have even more migraine attack. What kind of life is this? That used to be me. But thank God that I'm almost getting into the 8th month now, where month after month after month after month, without not taking any conventional orthodox anything, this body, for the first time in 33 years of my life, is always doing what it needs to do by itself. The time comes, it just comes, it goes, there's no issues. I don't have to be hospitalized anymore. I remember those days when I had to be put in hospital because it was oozing so much. When it finally does come, the bleeding is so extreme. And so I'm so weak, I can't move, my HB is low, then you have to eat this, you have to take iron supplement, I don't have to do none of that anymore. Been there, done that, won the t-shirt, darling. That used to be my life. Maybe you're listening to me and you don't have any issue. So you're thinking, what am I listening to all this for? So what? You had this problem and so what? Yeah, but you know somebody that has that problem. That's the first thing. And you yourself, don't you want to prevent yourself from having no issues? Must you wait till there's a problem before you now rush to find a solution to your problem? I've said it this morning that as we age, our redox level is declining. It's at a rate of 10% at best every decade. So if you're listening to me and you're in your 50s, almost half of your redox is already gone. Must you wait until there's a problem before you solve that problem? Or should you get on top of things, be more proactive instead of reactive, and do what has to be done now so that that problem, if there's something, is dealt with? The last thing that I'll say before, I say the last pieces that I want to say is that all these issues that we've talked about, they don't just happen in one day. Things start going wrong little by little by little by little by little by little. If you have a clogged sink, it didn't just become clogged in 1 minute. It was a build-up over time. You put oil inside your drain and you don't make sure it drains properly, it starts solidifying. Maybe initially it's not that solid, so water is still able to seep through it. But there comes a point when it's conk hard like rock, and so water is not getting in there anymore. So it starts backing up, and backing up. And now when you wash something and you open your sink, the water is rising. Your water closet is rising. Why? Because it's clogged down beneath. But that didn't happen yesterday. It started from some time back. That is our bodies. All these things that I'm talking about, they didn't happen yesterday. Your pancreas didn't start just one day. It doesn't make enough insulin anymore. No. It was gradual. There was something amiss. And then it was building and building and building. Then one day, the evidence of it is the symptom that you're experiencing. That is us. That is you. That is me. Who is that sharing something about this nonsense on my platform? What is that? Please, let's do serious stuff here. And let's delete that comment too. Right? Your body needs to do what it needs to do, but it can only do it if you help it to do the right thing. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And so don't suffer in silence. Don't be that person that is obsolete, left by the wayside because you refuse to see that there are things that are happening and there are things that you can do about it to solve your problem. Don't be that person. At least ask questions. At least ask to see the research. Ask for information about this. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So if you want to know more about redox, or you've heard me waffle on about it long enough and you're just like, you know what, I just want to take the plunge. I want to start my own journey and see what this girl has been talking about, what it will do for me. The contact is there. That is the website to go to. You send me a message with your contact details, please. Your email address, your contact number with the area and country code so I know who you are and where you're calling. You want me to reach you from so that I can contact you. Some people reach out to me or send me email to sikaeducates@gmail.com. I get to you, I send you a message and you don't reply. It's like, so why did you send me the contact then? If you weren't going to pick up, like if you're not going to be interacting, then why did you reach out? I reach out to people, I don't hear anything again. Where are you? Can I have you? Nothing. That's a waste of both your time and mine. We need to take proactive steps. Like when you want something, you do what is necessary to make it happen. If we just sit by the sidelines and just leave everything to chance, whatever, then that is the attitude. But if you really want something, like me, when I want something, I'm tailor focused on that thing. I don't stop until I get what I want. I don't know about you. It is because of this open-mindedness. It's because it is the reason why when Pastor Patience told me about redox some 18 and something months ago, I took the plunge. What did I have to lose? I was already rock bottom with my wellness. What did I have to lose? I was desperate. I was looking for solution. There has to be an alternative. If on the 4th floor, I have 17 incisions on my body, what will happen by the time I'm 60? Was a question I always used to ask myself. Because today is this, tomorrow is that, the next day is this, the next day is that. Where are we going? And it's now 18 months later. Honestly, it's been amazing. There are some particular parts of your body, certain points of your body that need the redox to be applied to so that it gets inside of you. Those of us who are interested, go and research about your vagus nerve here. It's called the wonder nerve, vagus nerve, VAGUS nerve, the vagus nerve. What is that? Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about that. What does it do? Why is it important? It branches off to everything. The wonder nerve that goes all the way from here, all the way down inside, down to your legs. What is the vagus nerve? If you don't know all these things, you just be sitting there and be suffering. It's like you're just there and life is happening to you. You don't have to be like that, darling. You don't. And I'm not a medic. I'm not a doctor. I'm not none of that. I am just somebody that is very enthusiastic about wellness because I've been through it with my own wellness. And so I'm very enthusiastic about wanting to know more so that I can help other people, those who are willing to, those who have an open mind, those who want to see something change and shift in their lives for the better. Maybe you're one of those people. Redox signaling molecules. It's all over Europe, in Canada, America, Colombia, New Zealand, UK, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines. We're in all of these places and counting. It's always opening up in new markets. The only parts of the world that we haven't touched yet is Africa and the Caribbean. But I know that as all of this is happening, as we're getting the knowledge, it will happen in other places as well. Okay? And so it's coming. It's coming and it will happen. Whether you like it or not, it is coming. People are using it and seeing all kinds of things happen. I am a living testimony of what is done in my own personal life. And it's nothing peculiar to any particular person. We all have redox inside of us. What's not to like? That there's a substance that your body already knows. It's already there. Your body knows it. And if I can just take more of the same, I can fix things. My body cells can signal better and tackle issues and deal with them once and for all. I don't want anything to fester. I don't want to have any issues that become bigger problems. Tomorrow we'll also talk about the 5 main systems in our body that when things go amiss in, everything is a mess. I can't wait for tomorrow. I really can't. I'm so excited about, this journey and anybody who wants to embark on it because it's absolutely exciting. Today I go to my doctor and they haven't seen me in a long time. Where have you been? Did you travel? No, I've been here. I don't need to see you no more. Okay, you need to come for your annual check. Okay, do what you need to do. Oh, wow, this has improved. That is better. Yeah, that's where you need to be. Not every week you're going to doctor for ABCD. Every day prescription. Every day new pill. Every day change this. Don't have to live that life anymore. You don't. There's a different way. There's an alternate way. There's a better way that will fix you. Instead of breaking you down, it will fix you up and make life that much better for you. There's this lady that inspires me so much. She was hit by a hit and run driver, knocked her over, her brain had all kinds of issues. She was told, well, this is your lot in life. This is how you always got to live. Today, she's still alive, well, back to work, doing what she loves best. Somebody who was written off, this is it. Nothing else can work. No, she's living a different life. Pastor Patience is on Facebook. Her name is Patience O. Edwards. She shares her story, absolutely amazing story, all the time. All the inflammation, not being able to move her limbs, being told that she needs to go put her whole life in order because they've done all they can do for her. And it's like, this is a death sentence. You're going to not be here anymore, so go fix things up. 5-6 years on, she's alive and well and living her life. What's not to like? What's not to like? So you don't have to live that life in silence anymore. You don't have to suffer in agony. Ask relevant questions. Inquire. Do your own research. I get it. This is something you're going to be ingesting. Do your due diligence. But after you've done all of that, after you've done your due diligence, don't just sit on the sidelines. Oh, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month. Oh, 6 months from now, I'll do it. Oh, I have this project that I'm working on. I don't have any spare funds to look into this. So you wait. When I finish, then I'll do it. There's so many houses that I know, personally, know the addresses of. A lot of them are in Africa by people who live in the diaspora that were living uncomfortable lives here, not looking after themselves and doing what matters for their own self first, but putting up mansions, uncompleted and completed, fully furnished and everything. And today they're 6 foot under. And those people that didn't know the life that you were living here, the sacrifices that you were making in order to put up that thing, they are the ones living in it, getting married in it, having babies in it, doing everything that they need to do in there. That house that you built, they are enjoying your hard work. And you you're 6 foot under. Needless passing. Don't let that be you. I'm not saying don't build a house. I'm not saying don't do your project, but I'm saying prioritize what's important. Do what matters first for you. Do what matters first for you. Do what's important for you first, and everything else follows. When you're well, when you're strong, when you're fit and able, you can do anything. But when you're not and you're down and out, you can't do anything. You're confined to a bed. You're dependent totally on other people for survival. Without them, you're nothing. Don't let that be you. It's not a comfortable place to be. People treat you like you're a nuisance because they have to do everything for you. And they'll do it in their own time, not on your time. Don't let that be you. If you can help it, don't let that be you. A word to the wise is enough. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for your time, for listening, for your patience, for everything. May the heavens bless you. Think about what I've said. And if you want more information about redox, let me put that there. You can do your research and due diligence by discoverredox.com. Read up about it, do your own research, do whatever you need to do. Discoverredox.com. I put it in the comment section. Have a fabulous time reading and all of that you need to do. But if you're ready to contact me, the contact email website address is what is there in the contact me section just on this video. My name is Sika. I love you so much. Have a fabulous Saturday. And I'll come back a bit later and we'll continue our fun here. God bless you. Mwah. Bye for now. Bye.